So when you are sketching an angle, there are 4 major sections, okay? If I say 180, you'd all give me a 180, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Can you use your arms to show me 180? Good. I like it. 180. Okay. Can you give me a 90? Good. Okay. All right. Can you give me a 0? Good. Okay. Can you give me a 360? Good. Okay. So let's try it again. 90? 180? Ooh, 270. Good. Okay, 360. Okay? Seem pretty good? So notice that you went around, right? So there's an order when you're doing angles, and we put them into quadrants. There are the 4, actually there's 5 main numbers. There's 0, 90, 180, 270 is one we always forget about. Although you guys are better at it than I am. I always forget about it. 270? I never remember that one. I always forget it. And then there's the 360. Okay? So we look at it in 4 sections. Okay? 4 sections, and they're divided into those 4 categories. Notice, if I put I'm going to do what I have in my arms. If I put a 0 here, what's this one?
90.
90. What's this one here?
180.
180. What's this one here? 270. And this one, if I go all the way back around? 360. Okay. So those are the 4 main, actually there's 5 main angles, but 0 and 360 end up in the same spot. Okay? So it divides the angles into 4 categories. We call them quadrants. Does anybody know what section is called quadrant 1?
Right.
Top right. This is Q1, quadrant 1. Good? We always start 0 right here, by the way. It's the positive X, positive Y. That's always 0. We start here, and then we go counterclockwise to the 90. Okay, so that's Q1. Where's Q2, or quadrant 2? Top left. Notice it's following the angles. Okay, where's Q3? Bottom left, and Q4. Bottom right. So that's kind of important, so I wrote it down. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. It looks like you guys had someone good help you remember this or learn it. Math 2 or Math 1. Okay, so that's pretty good. Okay. So, to sketch an angle, it's pretty simple. This is going to be the easiest part of the unit right here. But you got to pay attention. The vertex of our angle is always, always, always at the origin. No matter what type of angle we are plotting, it's always at the origin. So I'm going to plot my vertex. Sometimes you'll see me when I'm doing the homework or quiz. It's not a big, huge dot like that. Okay, it's just a little pin dot. Okay, the initial side, that's the beginning side, is always on the positive x-axis. So these 2 things are always in the same spot if we're looking at an angle in standard position. Next time we're going to learn about reference angles, and that initial side will move, possibly, but the vertex will always be here. In standard position, which is what we're doing today, nothing different, it's always on the positive x-axis. Okay? Then you determine the quadrant that the angle is in. So I look at 65. Which quadrant will 65 fall in? First, because it's between 0 and 90, so it's in the first quadrant. Is it closer to the 90 or closer to the 0?
Closer to 90.
Closer to the 90. So I don't care where you put it as long as it's closer to the 90 and it's in quadrant 1. Okay? All right?
That's it?
Then all I have to do is show the direction. Because we have angles in different directions. This one is positive, and then you put a little arrow to show that you came from here to there, and then just write your angle. Done. Pretty simple? There's a harder one on there. Which one's harder? The
Negative.
negative one for sure. There's another one that's harder than this one. 740. Okay, let's do this one and this one. Two hardest ones up there. Okay. Let's do the 740 first.
2.5 rotation.
Okay. I heard a word rotations. That was interesting. If I do one full rotation, how many degrees is that? 360. Okay. So I need to get all the way to 740. You can go around again. That's called a rotation. So in one rotation we got to 360. What would be two rotations? How'd you get 720? 360 plus 360. Okay, so this is 720. Okay. I need to go some more.
First person hit 21.
Okay, I need to go up 20 more. Now if I went up 90 more, what would this one be? 720 plus 90, is that 810?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I go up to 740, am I going to be closer to the 810 or closer to the 820 or the 720?
720.
720. So I'm going to come up, and then I'm going to write my angle next to it. Is that pretty simple?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's really simple actually.
Good.
I do negative though.
How do we do negative though? Anybody have a clue?
The other way.
Go the other way. Okay, I'm going to draw that initial side. It's always on the positive x-axis. I'm not going to mark you down if you did what I did and not mark it, as long as you know where you're starting. Okay, so you can tell I'm starting there because the arc is there. Okay, so I'm going to start here. And you said go the other way?
Yeah.
That's correct. If you go clockwise, okay, then it's still 0 here, but when I come down, this is now negative 90. This one's what? Negative 180. And this one's what? Negative 270. And what's this one? Negative 360. So you can rotate around the angles the opposite direction, but it's a negative. Okay, so what quadrant is negative 50 going to be in? 4, because it's between 0 and negative 90. Is it closer to negative 90 or 0?
Close to the 90.
Closer to 90. Okay, barely. Okay. And then I put my arrow pointing that way this time. Oh, I should put my negative on there. Bam. And that's it. Not so bad? So your responsibility to end out the day, I want you to finish these 3 examples. Then you can start on homework. Some of you are going to finish it all. I will start stamping right now. I'm not going to stamp worksheet 2 until next time, but I will start stamping worksheet 1 right now. And the objective 1 notes right now.
So just